Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the news network, folks. And we got a strike. We must have said something really good. Yeah, they only take us away when we say something really good. And yeah, so we got a strike. It's for 1 week, so we'll be here. Tomorrow, I will not be here. There'll be no shows tomorrow. I got all kinds of tests being done, and um, um, I know it's down in Little Rock, and so I got to look at the paperwork, and I went, uh, whoa, wait a minute. I thought I was going in for tests, not this. I know when you get older and you get tests done that you just go, I don't think so. Yeah, and your eyes get really big. um, and so I was like, that's not what they said it was. And so I had to call, and it was. I was right. It wasn't for something else. Uh, it was for some tests that need to be done. But you talk about an eye opener and going, whoa, wait a minute. This not, how about we cancel or put this off for something another day, like in September or something. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, you get to a certain age and there's these tests, and they tell you, well, we need to get this done, and I'm like, why? Am I that old? And did I get old now and have to have that test? Um, well, I'm gonna come. I don't know if I could say it or not on here. I don't know if it's allowed, especially after they got us for a medical thing. Um, so anyway, um, let's move on to something better. Earthquakes. Oh boy, folks. Um, the earthquakes, when I took a look at, there was a 6.3. I see it's 6.5. Still no 7/8, but it is just all over the place. I mean, even in Oklahoma. Um, Karen, wait till you see this map and hear these places. It's like, what the heck is going on? I mean, even I think Greenland got hit. Um, Weird places. And now we got the storms coming. Me, of course, again. Um, they keep fizzling out. I've said a prayer a long time ago after having a wall cloud come at me. I said, you know what, Lord? I just not that I want to be mean to anybody else, but can you have them things go around me? I really don't want to be in the middle of a tornado. And ever since all these this bad weather, it goes around me. It usually goes north of me, or it fizzles out. And so we got this storm Friday. Here we go again. And at least they're not trying to scare me with torcons. Uh, and it's not black and it's not dark red, and um, but it's supposed to hit us late tomorrow night and Friday, so we'll see what happens. Um, so I do want to get in here and yesterday the music thing. It's like, well, where's Miss Davis? What happened? And I'm going to have to send an email and tell them they can't take her away from us. I really like her because this morning there was nothing at all. And I thought, uh-oh. So I went and I tried to look at some other forecasters. And I was like, no, I'm one that I get one and I'm with people so long that I just say, I don't want the new thing to come in. Not used to new stuff. So here we go.
Forecast on this Wednesday into the East Coast. Temperatures are warm with the exception of the Northeast. That's where temperatures are below average. Now, for the middle part of the country, severe weather today is expected by this evening through parts of the Central Plains. Out to the west, here's where we're seeing temperatures well below average. And that trend is going to continue through Thursday as well. So notice the mess on the map out to the northwest. We have rain in the forecast, high elevation snow, and temperatures in the 50s, even 40s through parts of the high plains. Now, the middle part of the country, here comes that cold front that will expand the severe weather threat through parts of the plains on Thursday. Temperatures really heat up in the southeast on Thursday Even up through parts of the Midwest, you'll get in on that action.
Oh, I want in on some action, but not weather. Yeah. Who wants to go on a cruise ship now? Wow, they're flipping over, or they're leaning off to the side. They're getting stuck. People are disappearing. Uh, I had a friend that she got on one of these cruises, and some lady got mad at her for something, and she stalked her for the whole cruise, and wouldn't hardly even let her out of her room without following her around and yelling at her. That don't seem like fun. Karen, we weren't on a cruise ship, but we had Tony in Myrtle Beach. I mean, can you imagine being stuck on a ship with her? She's going to watch this and say, "Oh no," uh, but um, we have to start thinking about now that the prices are going up, and then now that the gas has gone up. What do you do for summer vacation? We can't go to Mexico no more. We just might have to. I mean, the Colorado River's drying up, so not so many places. You have to start looking local and see what your local has to offer, and maybe to hit up some festivals. Okay, so I want to get rid of the news and get on to the latest earthquakes, or I'll be talking all day. All right, so um, Karen, wait till you see this. This is something. Um, okay, so the one that hit that says a 6.3, I seen it as a 6.5 in Papua New Guinea. Um, and then, we had another, this was a 4.6 in Indonesia, but then we see the big one, another big one up by Russia. Then we have this huge swarm east of Wales, Alaska. That was a 3.3. Um, Arctic Village, 2.8. Um, Denali National Park, 3.0. Um, Ninilchik, Alaska, 2.6. All of that would cause lava to flow if any of these are close to volcanoes. Now, where's William? Where are you? Uh, the Southwest Wilderness Rim, Washington. I think that's where Bigfoot's at. So, William, what do you think? This is that's right up by William. Uh, and then we had one at Humboldt Hill, California, a 2.6. That's close to Humboldt, is right there, Eureka, Ferndale, the ones that's where I think they're going to get the big one, if there's going to be anything closer to 7. Now that one, oh, it's redid itself. No, did I lose you guys? Everything blinked here, so let me know. The ring is active, yes, real active. Um, so Humboldt Hill, that's real close to Eureka. Now we have this other big one down in uh, Papano, Mexico. That was a 5.2. And then we had, get this, Karen. This is the off the East Coast. Uh, Instead of getting Pennsylvania, it avoided Karen and Susan, and it went out in the Atlantic. So here we have one at 4.5 off. I hope you guys could see this. I don't know. Some of you guys got phones, but it's right off the coast. I'm going to say, um, well, I'm going to say real close to DC. Boy, everything's resetting itself here. Um, so then we had that one there. And then, of course, White City at 2.6. Then we had one in Segundo, Colorado, a 3.1. Um, then we had at Minnow, Oklahoma, 3.1. And then we had one in Kearney, Oklahoma. And then straight across from it's that one out in the Atlantic. So did you guys, Karen, or you guys, did you hear of any tsunamis along the East Coast? I mean, a 4.5, that's a good size one and it wasn't even that deep. It was about 5 miles deep. So it wasn't that far down in the ocean. Um, And then, we had the cluster in Puerto Rico, Isabella, and Dominican Republic. They got one at a 3. And another one in Puerto Rico for San Juan with another 3. And then, now get this, Karen, look at this one. This is, oh boy, um, Tassalag, Greenland, it was a 4.5. So could we see one in Iceland? That's what I'm thinking. We might see one in Iceland. And I did go up, and there's nothing up there. And I did go down below, nothing below. Um, and then we had one over in Greece that's been very active, quite a few in Greece. Now, they're still saying close to in between 50 and 100 small, one point on the Richter scale for San Andreas. So the other day it was 100 of them hit. And I looked today, and it wasn't giving me a number, but it looked about like 50 all along the San Andreas fault line. Uh, you haven't? Yeah, they would have done that. Don't run, folks. If there's a tsunami, don't run to the coast. Um, a lot of people think, hey, it's just going to be a little thing. No, it could be a big thing, and it could flood all the way up into town, and you end up being swallowed up by the current. So don't run and look for tsunamis. Okay, let's get let's get going. Um, this one here, I have seen this all over the news today, and I thought that is just beautiful. And what it is um, it's a swirl, a mystery swirl up in Alaska. And they give a reason for it, but it was quite a spectacle. And many people got their cameras out and they got the pictures. And a lot of them are glad they did. So here we go. Oops, I guess we can't do that. There we go. So, wow. It wasn't that beautiful, folks. And I already had it way too far. Um, they said that in some place it was so dark. They said that you could actually see it swirling. And I guess it's from SpaceX, they say. I don't know. I'm going to agree with everyone else that it's a swirling mystery. And I'm not going to go for the whole SpaceX thing. I'm going to wait and see if anybody comes up with something else. Okay, so, um, oh boy. Um, Florida instructors, and not only them, but all over the United States, a lot of lifeguards, a lot of pools are saying, do not put your kid in a blue suit, bathing suit. And they say it should be forbidden. They shouldn't even let them into pools. And why? Because when the kid goes under, all you can see is their head, and the blue is like a camouflage in the water. And sometimes they don't even see these kids go under. And then they're looking for a bathing suit and a body. And a lot of times the water just covers up and camouflages these kids. So, um, so it's they haven't made a law about it, but they want Florida swim instructors say they want this to be a law, and so does a lot of places in California. And it's a lot different in the ocean or when you're in the lake or but when you're in a public pool, it's always painted blue, and it's the water is blue, and that little kid, you just can't see their bathing suits. So think about that this summer. All right, boy, I don't know if you guys seen in Manhattan a parking garage collapse, and it leaves I think it was 2 dead and 5 injured. And they brought out the creepy robot dogs, Carrie. They're good for something because they were going in looking for people to rescue and also see if there was um, anybody down there or bodies. So let me get this
Flipped
going.
upside down, others down.
Okay.
Cleanup
All right, let me get past this guy.
operation and also a rescue effort still underway
Okay.
with drones and robot dogs that are still inside that parking garage.
Okay. I don't want to get the whole thing because
Although officials believe that everyone is accounted
here we
for.
go. Because they'll hit me with a
This was
copyright.
tragic and frightening scene this afternoon. One person is dead, 5 others injured after that parking garage came crashing down. A mangled mess of SUVs lay across the collapsed parking garage in lower Manhattan. From this overhead shot, it appears there are more than 40 cars on the roof alone. Some flipped upside down, others dangling from the now collapsed concrete.
At first, I thought it was a freight elevator going up or down, but then it got louder, and then there was a movement noise that was not, the usual sound. So then all of a sudden, the building was starting to shake tremendously.
It was just after 4:15 when the top floor of the 4-story parking garage collapsed. The garage at 57 Ann Street sits next door to a Pace University building.
And we observed that there are 4-story building all the way concaved, collapse all the way to the cellar floor.
Firefighters pulled at least 6 parking garage workers from the garage. 1 did not survive, 5 injured, and 1 refusing treatment. One of those workers, according to officials, was yelling for firefighters on an upper floor.
He was conscious.
Okay, I can't. I'm got to take that down. Yeah, they'll get me for copyright. So I don't know if you guys heard about it, but it did collapse, and it's a huge mess. And they're saying it was faulty. The building was faulty. It didn't pass inspections. It was supposed to be fixed, and it wasn't. How about we go after um, is it Abrams, the DA, that's not fixing stuff and not doing nothing for Manhattan? Let's go after him and ask him why this hasn't been done. Or the mayor. How about the mayor? Yeah, let's go after the mayor too and find out how come they let this happen. Boy. Oh, all right. Oh my goodness, folks. When I heard about this one, I was like, what the heck are these people thinking? Climate change activists are now going after rice, a staple that feeds billions of people. They say, do we want to know what they say? Yeah. Um, um, Basically, um, rice is to blame for around 10% of global emissions of methane gas in over 2 decades, and it traps about 80 times as much heat as carbon dioxide. Yeah, the whole methane thing again. And so they want to do away with rice. Now, I got a big problem with that. It feeds 3 to 4 billion people around the world, Asia and Latin, parts of Africa. This is something that has saved poor people um, all around the world, folks. I mean, they might do it here, but if you're from another country and watching this, beware, because this is all part of the World Economic Forum, and they have been trying to do away with just about everything. But rice, start stocking it, folks. Start getting your bags of rice and get it put away, because I have this bad feeling they're going to go and they're going to take away the rice. Wow. Um, the largest rice producers are China, India, and Indonesia. And outside, they say Brazil is the larger rice producer. Um, and if any of these refuse, I know China's going to refuse. So does that mean we'll end up buying all of our rice from China? I mean, it just seems like they were forcing us to do away with everything and get these EV cars and everything we end up having to buy from China. No, 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 no. Let's not do that. All right. T Rex skeleton. Yeah, this is a Swiss auction. It is it's in perfect shape, a T Rex head. And it sold for 5 million at the Swiss auction. Boy. And I mean, I seen the picture of it, and I mean, it's wow. It's a pretty good head right there. All the teeth, everything. He or she, who knows, is a perfect T Rex head, and it went for 5 mil. Wow. All right, today. Anybody know what happened today? Um, I all I have to do is just say the city, and y'all are gonna know. You're a very somber day for some in Oklahoma City. I know what you guys know what I'm going for. The Alfred P. Murray Federal Building was blown up on this day, um, killing 168 people. Happened on April 19th, 1995. Um, and it, of course, it was done by militant Timothy McVeigh, so they say. Um, and of course, Terry Nichols. And between the two of them, they say that they blew up the Alfred P. Murray Federal Building. So on this day, that's boy. So Oklahoma City, not only did they get earthquakes pretty close and rattled them, but then a very somber day for Oklahoma City. All right. Um, you guys, anybody watch Survivor? Now, I watched it for so many seasons, and then I kind of lost interest. I went back and watched a whole bunch more, and then waited a couple years and watched a little bit more. Now, I kind of remember this guy. Now, he is a two-time Survivor winner, and his name is Keith Nail, and he is 62 years old, and he has passed away. I'm gonna bring up a picture of him. So, do you remember this guy? If you're a fan and have watched all of them, so he passed away today. He was a fire captain, a paramedic in Shreveport, Louisiana. He appeared on Survivor twice. Um, I'm trying to see anything else on here. So, uh, and never watched it. Mr. Naked Man, Survivor. Isn't that Naked and Afraid? Was he the guy that was wanted to be naked? I don't think he was. Now, Naked and Afraid, but Survivor, I think they wear clothes, unless one of them wants to be kind of weird and go naked. I don't know. Um, if you knew who this guy was, he did pass away. All right. Now, UK. Now, UK said the whole gun thing. It was the guns, it was the guns. And if they took all the guns away, that the crime would go down, nobody would be shot, nobody would be killed. Well, now about 10, I'm going to say 10, 15 years later, they are going to seize kitchen knives from suspected criminals' homes. Or if you are considered a danger, they're going to come into your home and take your knives. So is that what they're gonna? I mean, we've talked about this on my new show, and how, um, you know, if they don't have guns, they're gonna get something else, a machete, a hammer. Well, I've seen hammers, I've seen crowbars, I've seen people strangled and hung, and all kinds of ways. Is it? It's the person, it's the person's mindset. So they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna crack down. And criminals who buy, sell machetes and zombie knives could be facing up to 2 years in prison as well. So you can't sell no machetes or swords, Karen. Sorry, no swords either. All of those. And they said it could even lead to like crowbars and axes and other types of uh, uh, things that kill. So Watch out, UK. I know we got quite a few people over in the UK that watch us. So watch out. If you've been in trouble before, they could soon be seizing your knives. Um, an adorable, oh boy, he's just cute. A sloth that happened to, what would you call it? Photobomb, when you get in the way? Something, a big event, and all of a sudden here's cute little sloth. He's going to get his uh, probably 50 seconds of fame. He's a cute little guy. So here we go. Wait till you hear about this guy. So wasn't he cute? His photobomb moment. Oh, okay. So, um, we are down to, and I'm going to be done on time. Aphorisms, and I'm only doing one list. And no reminder for those that came in late. There will be no shows tomorrow. I'm hoping no one thinks we got banned. I just have stuff that has to be done at the doctor's. It's down Little Rock, and usually when everything's in Little Rock, it takes all day. Yeah, yeah. I like it better up here in Conway. But all right, so aphorisms. Okay, it's not whether you win or lose, but how you place the blame. If you were not drunk, if you can lie on the floor without holding on, you might be able to drive. Uh, we have enough youth. How about a fountain of smarts? The original point um, and click interface was Smith and Wesson. Back, they say, almost hundreds of years. I think it was 1800. Yeah, yeah, hundreds of years. Yeah, okay. Um, a fool and his money can throw one heck of a party. Learn from your parents' mistakes. Use birth control. Oh, come on, that's not nice. Um, money isn't everything, but it sure keeps the kids in touch. Don't drink and drive. You might hit a bump and spill something. At first, you don't succeed. Skydiving is not for you. 99% of all lawyers give the rest a bad name. Xerox and Wurlitzer will merge to produce reproductive organs. Alabama state motto, at least we're not Mississippi. I think congressmen should never wear, or should wear, I'm sorry. I think congressmen should wear uniforms, like NASCAR drivers, so we can identify their corporate sponsors. Yeah, I agree with that one. The reason politicians try hard to get reelected is that they would hate to have to make a living under the laws that they have passed. So that's it for today, folks. Oh, before we go, if you have been watching the Sweet 16 shooting in Alabama, Dadeville, they caught and they have arrested two brothers, ages 17 and 16, I believe. And so they're brothers, and they're two of them, and they're going to hit them up with murder charges. And that's about all that so far. And I went, how come they're not releasing pictures or statements or anything? But and if you're wondering that too, is they're minors under the age of 18. They're not allowed to uh, put a minor's picture. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And no one's really allowed to ask questions because they're still investigating it with so many, four dead, four in critical condition, um, and 32 injured. So it's going to be a big investigation. So with that, if for this show, we won't see you till Friday. And if not, follow us over for the regular news in about 30 minutes. And it'll be the World War III report with me and William. Um, Boy, I've had issues all day today. Yeah. Um, so I think William might feel like he's winging it today. But I don't know. He's really good. So we're both going to come back in 30 minutes and we're going to give you one heck of a show. So with that, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the follow, and share. Share with friends and family. Throw it on your Facebook. Let people know about our show and how much fun it is and the things that we laugh about here. And sometimes it brings a tear, and sometimes we're just awed at what they do, like the rice. Like I said, whoa, rice. Well, don't do that. What potatoes next? I think it's just farming that causes methane. I don't think it's plants. So, okay, folks, we will see you tomorrow, or we will see you Friday. I'm sorry, or we'll see you in 30 minutes. So subscribe and hit that like button. And we thank you all for your support and watching us. And we will definitely see you soon.